Halloween, viewers.
Happy Halloween.
We got some vital information for your everyday life today.
Oh, they don't know.
Wrong show.
They don't know nothing about that.
This is Jared.
This kills.
All right, and we're here with you with a spooktacular episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Mm-hmm. This week, we watched the Halloween-themed episode, Scardey Pants and I Was a Teenage Gary. So, we're going to return to our normal, order of the episodes next week. Mm-hmm. But, funny enough, as a fun fact, this episode was taken out of syndication when it reran. So, and even if you go on Paramount Plus, because this confused us, because we were back and forth like, oh yeah, we're on track. Like, we recorded the last episode, and for some reason, it's out of order on Paramount Plus, so...
Which is weird. Yeah, that's weird.
We're going to tag them in it, and hopefully they fix it on top of their other issues. But anyway, getting to the episode.
And sponsor us.
And sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Please do. After we just trash talk you, please sponsor us. So...
All right, let's get into it.
Scardey Pants. So, the episode starts off with Halloween coming to Bikini Bottom, and essentially everybody's getting festive, except for SpongeBob, who's notorious in Bikini Bottom for being scared of everything. Mm-hmm. So, to be the person who scares them, he comes up with the idea with Patrick to go dressed as the Flying Dutchman. And in turn in that, they actually meet the real Flying Dutchman. Yeah. And the crazy ending of underneath his sheet, it was like he shaved down to his brain. All right. So this episode, it starts off, I love it. The spider with the snorkel. Yeah. I was like, wow.
That was funny.
We're already starting off. I'm like, okay. So what was your favorite joke, Keels?
My favorite joke, let me see. The kids who were, what were they dressed up as a pumpkin, a witch, and a mummy, right?
Yeah, pumpkin, witch, and a mummy.
Yeah, those three random kids. Wait a minute. What was the kids from, oh my God.
From Nightmare Before Christmas.
Weren't they dressed up like
Rock, Shock, and Barrel?
Weren't they dressed up like that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, one was it was a witch, devil, and a zombie?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a big Nightmare Before Christmas. I
thought I was cooking. I thought I had something. But yeah, my favorite joke, definitely those kids cracking jokes. They SpongeBob tried to show like people how scary he was after he got the quote unquote Flying Dutchman costume, which was literally just a bed sheet.
Yup.
And then the kids were they're like, oh look, it's the haunted mattress. Yeah, they flamed him.
I guess he's been promoted to the haunted sleeping bag.
Dang. Oh, yeah, after Patrick shaved his head.
No, the craziest joke that I put... The kids are trick-or-treating. Yeah. And the one girl is like, oh, here's your candy. It's like, no, thank you. That laugh was a trick.
Yeah, them kids was vicious.
They were gunning SpongeBob.
It was all these random little kids just out trick or treating. Random little kids, never seen them before. Don't see them after,
Well, shout out to the animators on this episode because there were some unique fish designs that you don't see.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. Yeah.
I respected that. They legit you usually see the side character of Fred, Scooter, that one green fish that looks all thick and everything. Scooter's the purple one that's like that one. But in this one, they had...
Bluefish. What's the bluefish name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, too.
Yeah.
The shark-looking one, right? With the white shirt?
Yeah, the big meaty claws.
I don't know what his name is. Big meaty claws. What smells wrong and puts people to sleep?
Yeah, where's he from?
Exactly. Listen, we'll get into that when we get into the Teenage Gary episode.
Yeah.
No, shout out, because... They really had some unique fish designs in this. Yeah. And I was like, okay, look at them, drawing it, uniquely and drawing it special for the Halloween episode. Yeah. But, that was cool. And what was your meme-worthy moment?
Oh, actually, I had another favorite joke when Patrick was shaving down SpongeBob's head, and then he was like, "Oh, is this what's it called?" It was before he shaved his head. He was like, "Oh, what's wrong with this shape?"
He was going back and forth. He didn't know his shape. Like, don't tell me! Don't tell me!
Don't tell me!
It's like, wow.
He was like, "Okay, tell me."
How about when he cuts down the Christmas tree, turns the bark into shoes? He's like, "Oh, step into these, Hans." Like,
what was your favorite joke?
I think it has to be the kids. I really think that the way they were gunning, and then for a backup,
not a lot of jokes. Not a lot of jokes in this episode. Ironically,
there weren't. My wife actually made a mention though that I guess was a joke, but Sandy is dressed as a fish because of her costume. If you guys know Sandy Cheeks, she has that astronaut suit where, like, scuba tank diver essentially. That kind of astronaut scuba tank like esque suit, and she's dressed as a goldfish, a pet goldfish. And Squidward's like, "I don't get it." So my wife was like, "Would that be offensive to them?" And I'm like, "You know what? I think it might."
It would have if I guess they knew Squidward knew what she was doing. I guess.
Yup. Oh, another side note I have here in my notes is when Patrick is like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you."
Yeah.
Like when he jumps away, I vividly remember that as the promo for this episode.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah,
like, they use that all the time in the advertising.
I just remember him having the glasses and the nose and all that.
Now, I think we both agreed that the meme-worthy moment is Mr. Krabs, like when he's doing the bobbing for apples, right?
It is.
But you have another one? I'm excited to get into the thing I would change.
I have, for the first time ever, I do have a few things
that you would change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just, I guess, general questions, but. Yeah, Mr. Krabs bobbing for apples and then choking on the apple, and like his eyes go crazy or whatever. That's one. Definitely the end for sure. When SpongeBob takes the sheet off and then his brain is exposed. I think that's it.
Okay. So. All right, the thing I would change, because this is a whole deep dive.
All right.
So, they obviously, as a SpongeBob fanatic, they established that, like, the Christmas episode's notorious, where it's like, hey, like, they essentially don't know what Christmas is. Yeah. But somehow they know what Halloween is. And it kind of ties back to when... This is the thing I would change. I would have had Mr. Krabs explain the story of the first Halloween in Bikini Bottom.
That would have been great.
But then I said to myself, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. What if the very first Halloween, or why they celebrate Halloween in Bikini Bottom, is because the Flying Dutchman went down with his ship and he sunk to the bottom. And obviously because he's a human... he became a ghost, the Flying Dutchman. Yeah. And he just started scaring people up until a point to where he lost, like, ancient Bikini Bottom. He was scaring people up to a certain point until people started facing up to him. And, like, his fear essentially led him to go off into the distance and hide, and then he became a joke. Because the Flying Dutchman even mentions, like, every year you guys dress up as me and everything like that. And then Halloween, even though it's in honor of the Flying Dutchman, became what Halloween is here. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if they've ever done a backstory for the Flying Dutchman. Also,
we'll have to see, like, later
episodes. Yeah. Shout out also. This is the first episode with the Flying Dutchman.
Yes.
So what would you change?
They were very minor stuff. One, I would just throw some more jokes in there. I would like if they would have just gave little breadcrumbs like, oh, remember 2 years ago SpongeBob was so scared that he peed his pants, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to hammer home, like, okay, like how how all of a sudden he got this reputation of being the most scared man in Bikini Bottom.
People still remember, you know what it is? He'll never be able to live down the embarrassing snapshot from the Christmas parties. He'll never be able to live that down, so it's just like that overshadows everything.
Yeah, so I would like that. And it's just like, no, I guess that's about it.
All right.
That's about it. That's the only thing I would change.
You know what the crazy thing is about this episode? So even though this is I won't say a two-parter, but they do pack in like 2 Halloween-esque themed episodes in this. This is definitely the hitting home Halloween. This episode doesn't appear in like list for like favorite Halloween specials or anything of that sort. Even when growing up, I was never like, oh, I gotta watch the SpongeBob Halloween special. Like,
was this a special on TV?
I mean, they definitely promoted it during Halloween. It was probably like, oh, here's a brand new episode of SpongeBob that's Halloween themed. But like, when I think of like cartoon Halloween specials, or even Halloween specials in general that like come to mind at first, it's definitely, even though we're breaking networks, it's definitely that episode of Lizzie McGuire where they have the school function thing. It's definitely
the Will Smith, the
Fresh
Prince episode. The Martin episode with the haunted plumber.
Okay.
Oh, bro, how you forget?
Hey Arnold.
How you forget? Oh, Hey Arnold for sure.
Hey Arnold has a bunch of them.
Yeah, like, they do.
It's not Halloween,
but nothing's big. But nothing's bigger than
than what?
The train, the evil train conductor. Though.
Oh, the train conductor and Wheezin' Ed.
It's
Wheezin' Ed. Downstairs in the basement.
Yo, you forgot to mention one of the biggest ones.
Let's hear it.
2 heads are better than one.
The Kenan and Kel, that's another one. That was a whole movie. Well, that actually came out in 2000, so it predated this.
Yeah.
But, and for, I guess the record, Liz McGuire did too, but I agree. I'd rather watch 2 Heads Are Better Than None, the Kenan and Kel movie, over this. Like, that comes to mind. Yeah. Any episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Whew.
I mean...
No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
You don't turn that on.
I don't mess with that at all.
But I don't know, like
I do like Goosebumps too.
Or Goosebumps. Like, I don't know. This just, in the heat of, like, everything, I would even put the Fairly Odd Parents Halloween special over this.
See, the Scardey Pants episode didn't hit.
I agree.
Like, it was cool, but it was just like, they could have ramped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they came with it, I guess, was it? I want to say it was the next thing, the Hatchling and Slasher. Now, I don't know if that was a Halloween episode, but
it wasn't.
It was a scary episode.
The crazy thing is that episode, the Hatchling, I feel like more people reference that than this Halloween episode.
They do, yeah.
And that episode, basing it off of memory. Now, I know you could first see the episode, like, when SpongeBob was on video. Like, that's where it theoretically first premiered. But I think it debuted, correct me in the comments if it didn't, but I think it was, like, late September, October, but it wasn't, like, themed as a Halloween episode. It was just, like, its own thing. But again, I feel like there's more callbacks to that episode, like Nosferatu, like, oh, the phone will ring and there will be nobody that, like... I would rather watch that during Halloween.
Licking, the slash bringing.
But he doesn't have any hands, so they don't grow back. He's not a sponge, so he doesn't grow back. Oh no!
You're right, and then it just being a weirdo fish. Was it Kevin? His name was or something like that.
He was something, yo.
Kyle or whatever.
Yo. Do you have a job opening? I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous.
Funny. Even the health inspector episode was scarier.
I agree. See, but another iconic one where it's just like this one just.
Was that the Nasty Patty, right?
Yeah, the Nasty. Yeah. See, you know what? That's crazy. So there are other SpongeBob episodes, and Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, but I feel like that's also bottom tier. Like, I don't know.
I don't count that as a Halloween.
That's fair. But I mean, like, the point is you know, there's other more iconic, scary episodes of SpongeBob that fit the mold of the Halloween thing. Yeah. If you ever want to have a SpongeBob Halloween marathon, do the Hatchling Slasher episode, the Nasty Patty episode, throw this in there, and a Teenage Gary, and you're set. Segueing into that, The next episode is I Was a Teenage Gary.
This was a little better.
It definitely was better, but this one has a rep. I don't know if you knew about this. We'll get into it. But the episode starts off with Patrick, being like, we need to go to this jellyfishing convention. SpongeBob, for the first time ever, is like, oh yeah, I have a pet. So somebody needs to watch him. So Squidward comes over complaining about how SpongeBob left his underwear on his lawn. No clue or explanation there.
Yeah.
And he basically says, I want to go to this convention, but I don't have a house sitter. When Squidward realizes, wait, SpongeBob and Patrick won't be here for the whole weekend, he immediately volunteers. But that, he neglects, Gary. He
sat in the sun for 3 days tanning.
That is not I'm just shocked.
That's not how you spend your 3-day weekend. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine him being there at night too. He's just like, I'm still out here. What? But
that's wild.
Yeah, and basically when he comes back, Gary is unhealthy. The snail doctor comes with plasma. He's much too squeamish.
He was like,
and
just as I thought. He's a snail.
That's the worst doctor ever. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But so Squidward accidentally injects SpongeBob with the snail plasma. SpongeBob turns into a snail, and hijinks occurs.
Basically, yes.
But yeah, we'll get into I don't know. This is actually ranked as one of the darkest episodes of SpongeBob.
You already know why.
All right, why do you think it is? We'll get into it now.
1,000%. Well, one, Squidward neglected Gary for 3 days,
and he had a smile.
And when SpongeBob came back from that convention and saw Gary just basically on his deathbed, this man walked out. He was just gonna leave. He was smiling. I'll see you later.
Bye.
You killed you. In reality,
it's murder.
Gary is dead.
Yeah, for real.
Squidward gets sued for all types of money.
I didn't mean to go to jail. Mrs. Puff is over here so what are you in for?
Oh wow, that's crazy. But no, it's that, and then it's the transformation scene.
Yeah, see, the transformation scene is very unsettling. It's
as cartoonish as it is. It's very unsettling. Yes.
Yeah, you have SpongeBob, his eyes transforming and his back grows, and you have to also think SpongeBob was an icon at this point, so you don't want to see a friendly kid icon in pain. You could tell he was in pain. He was oh,
right, because he stretched and became a weird shape.
Nah,
his pants became a shell.
For real, they did not. Squidward actually got a shell.
His pants was a shell. That is funny to me.
You know what it reminds me of, and even as a kid. See, it's crazy because this scene didn't scare me. The SpongeBob scene, it didn't scare me, but it reminds me of the donkey scene from Pinocchio. Right?
Nah, we don't talk about that.
That's a scary scene.
Nah, we do not.
I'm telling you. You want something that scared me,
bro?
Until I was an adult.
Bro, we do not.
That thing stays hidden in a chest. Throw it in the ocean. Just ship it out to sea. Put it right next to where the Jumanji board game is. You don't touch it. You don't touch it.
That was the OG Pinocchio, right?
The OG, yep. The animated. That.
You know what else was scary?
Let's hear it.
There was this one random version of Pinocchio that came out in the late 90s, maybe 2000.
Okay.
That was scary too.
Did it star Jonathan Taylor Johnson?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Was it called Pinocchio or was it called something else?
No, it was Pinocchio.
Bro, that.
We just don't talk about it.
Yeah, that was because it's just it was live action or something like that.
Yep.
Yo, that joint was crazy.
I'm telling you, that's the thing. Like when people say transformation, I can get if you're a little kid and you get scared of something like this. It's like, all right, like maybe, yup, that's it.
That's it. Yep. 1996, The Adventures of Pinocchio. That was so creepy.
The face already looks like creepy. Nah.
Ugh. Maybe one day I'll have to, check that out.
You about to watch that solo.
Yeah. and then also there's a Halloween movie called Pinocchio's Revenge.
Dang, Pinocchio over here taking the shine from SpongeBob.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The transformation, it's in the list for like one of the darkest, darkest episodes. Mm-hmm. And apparently, so here's why it's so notorious. So apparently, Mandela effect wise, there's a deleted scene at the end because they show the transformation of SpongeBob, and they also do Squidward's transformation. And like the hidden clues of it is like, well, like when they do the scene transition, it's not like other SpongeBob scenes, so they just wipe it. So the story is that apparently when this episode first aired, it included that scene. And they took it out for like later releases on broadcast.
So it was a thing.
I don't believe it. But this is the crazy thing. My wife my wife grew up in Puerto Rico, so TV might have been different there. She said she remembers that scene being included. Now, as far as my knowledge is concerned, the only two scenes I could tell you from SpongeBob that were cut out after their initial broadcast was in the episode Just One Bite, where Squidward knocks over the thing of gasoline, and the episode Procrastination when SpongeBob looks outside. And that's, as far as I know, those are the only two things that were cut for broadcast. But for this, I think an animator came out recently, like a couple years ago, and said, hey, like this was never a thing. But there's other accounts of people that said, I vividly remember this. So
that's crazy.
You never know. What are you on the side of, Keels? You think it was an actual scene out there, or you're like,
See, but I don't know. I guess now, and like everybody's talking about it, I'm imagining it in my head. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's real or not. I tried to look on YouTube real quick. I couldn't find anything.
No, you're not going to be able to. I'm sure someday somebody will probably do like a fan recreation. Look, I mean,
right, and that'll re-spark it and be like, we knew it was real.
Right, like the Kazam Shazam thing where it's like, Seb was a genie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm in the boat where I personally don't think it was ever a thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no account. I just feel like we're also at this age where in SpongeBob media, where it was such a big hit that the fact that nobody recorded this episode during initial airing, it's just weird. And again, I think the Just One Bite is a perfect example because it's like, that was an episode that I vividly remember that scene. And for like early broadcast, they had like the scene where Squidward blows up. But then, like, because of the 9/11 attacks and because they didn't want people to play with fire, they took out that scene real quick, like a month or two later. And then after that, for all initial broadcasts, it just cut. And it recently resurfaced.
It's crazy how TV works.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. But I just feel like if it was a real thing, it would have sparked up some kind of, like, thing.
And maybe I feel like we would have seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
We would have seen it by now.
So... We got a little sidetracked when it came to it, but
listen, Halloween is my favorite.
Halloween,
I have some questions after this.
So, what was your favorite joke in the episode?
I got a lot of favorite jokes.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh man, I don't know, just the little stuff. One, Gary gets sick from Squidward. The doctor comes. It's just the way that the doctor is talking. He's like, oh, it's a snail, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, okay, if you just give him some snail plasma, he'll be fine by tomorrow. First off, you're a doctor. Why would you give a patient the needle? I mean, the owner of the patient, the needle, which would be like a syringe full of whatever made us medicine, when you're supposed to be administering it. And then SpongeBob is like, well, aren't you going to give it to him? He said, oh, no. I'm much too squeamish. You are a doctor.
He said it on his way out, too. He's like, oh,
right.
much too squeamish. Close the door already. He was like, I'm not dealing with this
bro, how much you think SpongeBob paid for that?
That house call?
That's a house call.
A house call, you have to figure with pet insurance, because maybe he has pet insurance, maybe he doesn't, but even people who do have pet insurance, they say it's not really a big difference.
That's some premium insurance, though.
Yeah.
For a house call?
I'm assuming SpongeBob must have dropped in $19.99 an easy $200 to $300. Easy $200 to $300 just for that call. Okay. And then to actually get the needle, tack on another $150.
Okay, so like 400 or something.
Right, and then he probably got paid for his time there.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe there's a deleted scene where the doctor used his bathroom. He said, I could probably work with a sandwich in my hand. He probably was abusing that time.
Yeah, I would be too.
I'm not salary, so
you
might as well just do this. Like, I can see this doctor going in. Like, if he's over here giving syringes to patients with his snail vehicle truck, I'm just like, wow, like, okay.
See, the episode doesn't hit until
that transformation.
That whole thing with the doctor and all that stuff.
Yep.
And so my favorite jokes are like, basically every scene after one another. So it's the doctor saying no. SpongeBob puts Gary down. Gary walks to the kitchen. All he needed was some water. He drinks the water. He's like, he was like,
what he wanted.
All he needed was water.
Squidward was the only sane one in this. I will say that. He was like,
was he though?
I mean, when it got to that point,
he's the whole reason why this happened.
He is the reason why it happened. When it got to that point, I was like, all right, like I agree. I would react that way if it's like he just needed water.
It was Gary. You're getting a lot faster.
The transformation, how slow it is. It's so subtle. Like, oh, I think I'm okay, and then it's just like, I bet you're hungry. Pours the food. This snail hasn't eaten in 3 days.
Right.
You said it best. You had the audacity to bring him a bowl. I was like, wow.
Crazy, like,
Heels hit it on the nail. It was like,
yo,
SpongeBob.
He killed that food and said, here you go. Bro, right. You gave me an empty bowl, man.
Yo, when he's walking, the faster, like, oh, man. Like, it's just that transformation. I mean, it's just
that's funny.
Unsettling. I never found
I like how they were playing with the sounds, too.
Oh, yeah.
I like how they were playing with the sounds.
The music transition was definitely great.
The echo, I was like, oh, wow, I don't remember that. I didn't remember that.
It felt very unnerving. Yeah. Like, even like, it's just, I feel like with both of these episodes, they just went above and beyond for Halloween. I really think they did.
Not Scaredy Pants.
I don't know.
Not Scaredy Pants.
They did a whole new SpongeBob theme that was Scaredy Pants theme. They just didn't utilize it.
Okay. True. That song, yes. But if we're talking about the episode itself,
right.
Scaredy Pants didn't hit the mark on the scary factor.
Oh, as a side note, because this was a wrench that was thrown in here. So Patrick said that the convention was at Ukulele Bottom, and I'm like, wait,
where
the
is Ukulele Bottom at?
Patrick's like, you go past Rock Bottom, and there it is.
Right. That's. I can't
Ukulele Bottom.
Ukulele Bottom. Where is that?
Like.
So see, and that's what I be saying. Like, if you go back and look at these episodes,
there's another.
You're gonna see like they keep name dropping these episodes, and they never show them where they are.
Towns, yep.
And so that's what I wish the show would have did. Like, just
explore them more.
Just a quick 2-second. Oh, we're having fun.
I feel like they do. So in later episodes, I think they do like
they do that for some stuff.
Yeah.
That's it for my favorite jokes.
Mine was really brief. It was just the scene at the end where they're like meow 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 meow. Like, but when Patrick's like, "Will you clam up?" and he throws the shoe
Classic, yes.
at Squidward, I'm like, damn.
Meow.
Meow. Oh, like that noise, that you just hear him fall back.
Ate that boo hit him right in the mouth.
That was directly in the mouth. He fell in a thing of cans. All you heard is,
He said, clam up.
Do you clam up? Like Patrick said, I'm trying to sleep.
Funny.
I have a busy day of doing nothing.
Literally, you don't have a job, man.
Like, exactly.
What would you change about the episode?
You know what? I'm going to say it. If there was that scene of Squidward, I would have changed it. I would have included it.
Oh.
I would have legit.
I definitely would have put that in there for sure.
Exactly. Like, it's an easy one. And that's why I said, like, that's the real topic. But this episode, again, and a lot of people say this too, like, where it didn't air, like, because again, when they rebroadcast SpongeBob episodes, they always skip this episode, and it's not because it was so scary. It's because the episode before was Halloween. Yeah. So what do you look like being a show if you're airing your Halloween episode in March? That's why they reserved it. They said, we're not going to play it or take it out of syndication. It's crazy. Not because it was scary. Like, it's just you know.
Again, TV working the way it works.
Was there a meme-worthy moment in this?
Come on, bro. Yes.
Are you talking about
it's the end?
The end with the snail?
The song, the snail song for sure.
Yeah. All right.
For sure.
Yeah, and I love that parallel with right before they cut to Squidward with the syringe needle of the snail plasma in his nose, you see the clarinet in the Squidward portrait in his nose. That little foreshadowing moment.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that. What I would change about the episode, I would have started the episode. I would have started the episode. Them leaving, and then coming back.
Oh, wait.
Like, or just like coming back. Like, I wouldn't have wasted the time, like.
Oh, with SpongeBob, like, over
talking
here, like,
about Ukulele Bottom and all that, right?
Oh,
I wouldn't have I wouldn't waste the time. I would have like, okay, just establish like, hey, okay, I'm going to the what's the name. Me and Patrick are going to the convention. Can you watch Gary for 3 days?
And Squidward's like, yeah.
Right, I would have, I guess give him the 3 days just to show him that he really.
You know what? I could see that from an editing point too, because.
And I just would have. Scary right from the rip.
Right from there.
I would have included the Squidward thing. I would have included more. I don't know. Maybe more people. Maybe they would have went out on the town scaring people. Like something like that.
You would have made it like a whole thing. I think
like a zombie type,
or like the Wormy episode. Like legit, how like Wormy was able to like take over an entire. That still goes down as my favorite. But like SpongeBob as a snail was able to successfully like take over the town like of just scariness. I feel you.
Yeah, just I would have made something like that.
Okay.
Or just would have had that core. And they just. I don't know. They went to Mr. Krabs' house or something. Just I don't know. They would have did
introduce
something.
Another like secondary character in SpongeBob.
Maybe.
It would have. Plankton would have just been like walked out and like he's like, I'm not dealing with this today.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Any final thoughts? Because I know you said you had some questions.
Just how grimy is Squidward?
Yeah.
Like you almost killed my cat. You almost killed my pet.
And he did it with a smile.
Yo, he was about to walk out. He literally said, my job here is done. Literally, like, you almost killed my pet.
And what is Squidward's idea of fun? Like, really sunbathing for 3 days?
Like, come on, like, get you, like, his personality is
he couldn't go out and find himself a girl. Yeah. He couldn't have went out to the Squidward town. He could have done the interpretive dance with the other Squidwards at Tentacle Acres.
Oh, that's funny. Yo, that John. Yeah, it just. I would have ramped it up. And just like, why are you so grimy?
He's Squidward. He's just, that's all he's known for. He's the sea creature version of the Grinch.
Man, that's crazy. He is the Grinch.
Yeah, for real.
Wow. So I guess just some of my questions, just shoot, Halloween, man, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
What were some of your like favorite costumes and stuff that you wore?
Oh, all right. Let's see. Now I think when this episode aired back in '99, I don't know what I was in the first grade. That's a good question. I don't remember what I was in the first grade. Now I could tell you. I think in second grade I was a dinosaur, but I don't remember. Favorite costume? I always loved dressing up as Spider-Man. That was like a classic OG costume. Yeah, and I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like as a kid, Halloween. It was very like like I always we did the school thing where we went down, got our candy, things like that.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating wise, I didn't stop trick-or-treating until I actually was still trick-or-treating senior year of high school.
When did I stop trick-or-treating? Mine was like junior year. Junior year.
All right.
I was we're a little too old for this.
So what was do you remember your Halloween costume back in '99? And what was your favorite costume?
'99 specifically, no.
Right? Like it's just I can't tell you.
Ooh, actually. Oh no, that was like the year after. No, I mean I was an alien. I was Power Ranger, not a Power Ranger. I was a ninja a lot.
Okay.
But my absolute favorite. Oh my God! I just answered your question.
Absolute favorite?
I'm about to answer your question. All right, so Godzilla 2000 comes out. And my mom made a
not the American one, right?
Yeah, Godzilla 2000.
That's I know what you mean. But go on.
Yeah, and then she made a because that came out in 1999.
I think it was around there, like 98, 99. But go ahead.
My mom made me.
She made you a Godzilla costume? That's badass.
It was Green Barney. It was not even Godzilla.
Oh, you got duped.
Because
I thought you were about to say something about how it was this badass costume. It was cool.
Nah, man.
Green Barney?
She sewed that up. She put a lot of cotton in the tail so we can, be a big tail or whatever. Yo, I got flamed.
Yo, that's like going into the store to like go purchase an iPhone and you come out there with a freaking wired wired phone for the house. Like what? They were out of stock. Like, huh?
Yo, somebody said you ain't Godzilla, you Barney.
Dang!
I almost took the costume off.
That kid.
It was like literally this. He said, I'll never forget this dude's name. I'll never forget his name.
You ain't Barney.
So
you ain't Godzilla.
freaking funny.
He said, "You're a mutated baby Bob.
God,
you ain't Barney.
Yeah.
You look like the lizard from Dora. You ain't Barney.
Wow."
Yo.
Ruined my whole day. And you went to school and stuff. Ruined the whole day.
You the dragon from Dragon Tales. Yeah.
Wow.
He said, "You ain't Godzilla."
He called me Barney. I said, "Dang, that's cool."
It's all right.
And everybody laughed. I said, "Wow."
It's all right. I got a story for you.
All right.
So,
David Kennedy, if you hear this, you scarred me for life.
Dang, he called him out. So,
and he had like a cool soldier costume on. I said,
he was gunning you. Yep, he knew.
I said, "Wow."
He said, "Commander in Chief, I'm about to attack this costume."
I mean that we predated Halo.
So this was 6th grade. I vividly remember this. So I was Spider-Man, 4th grade, 6th grade, and
7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade.
Probably. Listen, if I could be it every year, I would have. I'm not gonna lie. But for for 6th grade, vividly, I remember the costume had these muscle pads with it.
Yeah.
So I put on the costume. I thought I was cool.
Yeah.
6th grade, oh, pardon me, you know.
Pardon me is crazy.
And everybody's just looking like, all right, but it was a legit, like, tight Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
So then from that point onward, up until, like, the end of the year, Tidy Whiteys, they called me.
No.
Hey, look, it happens. And it was like,
no.
Yeah, you earned that name. Good old Wilbur Watts. Yo.
No.
Yes. Unfortunately. Listen, you know what? It's a memory that goes down, and it's just like, you know what? Hey, I had it coming. It's fine. I had it coming, and
wow.
Yeah. Now, listen, I lived it down. You know, it was like, all right.
Yeah.
Change my name, change my alias, fake my death after that. It's just like,
you're like, what happened to Jared?
I don't know.
Your real name is John.
Jonathan. Yo. Find out later, it's like, Jared's not even his real name.
That's funny.
So yeah, I feel they're getting made fun of. You know what, but I don't know.
It's life as a kid.
Exactly.
Everybody gonna get made fun of for something.
I'm gonna make sure for my kid though, like, nah, she's. See, and this kind of makes me, just now having this reflection makes me realize we don't even remember our costumes from like kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I think 2nd is like earliest memory. I don't think she's gonna get a say. I don't think she's gonna get a say for her costume.
Get
she
a
might.
costume.
Because she'll be like, oh, this. And I'm like, you ain't gonna even remember this. Or I'll take
Hilarious.
pictures. But
she definitely. I mean, all you gotta do is get her some Disney princess type. You know, like they all get. Find something cheap.
Yeah. But nah, trick or treating though, I don't know what it is. Like it's just, and you know, I don't know. Like, what was your favorite Halloween memory?
My favorite Halloween memory. Oh, I'm gonna just
or
say
your favorite Halloween.
I mean, it's not a specific memory. It's just like, you know, being young. I had lived in the village, and it's like, you know, it was a small. Well, it wasn't small. It was a nice sized complex, and there was mad kids. So it was just like, you know, that was back when it was before like. What is it? Before the knives and the candy and people people started poisoning the candy, right? You know, so it was just like, okay, first off, we're all going out by ourselves with adults and stuff hanging around, but that's really it. You know, it's just like living carefree, like we getting candy.
Okay,
that's it. What about you?
So it was definitely Halloween of 7th grade. So me and my best friend went. So we stopped at his house, and he lived in Burlington. It was Columbus Park. It was around that area. But right across the street was like the nicer township homes.
Hey.
So we hit up that area right there. My mom dropped me off, hit up that area, went to those houses. Then we went across the street to go to the township neighborhood. Yeah. And then we walked up. It was a success.
Listen, man, we used to give out candy, man.
Listen, the candy, and that's the crazy thing about like when you're a kid and you go trick or treating, especially. Yeah. You just have that bag of candy for like months.
You eat all the good chocolate that first week.
Yup.
A little bit into the second week, then you start getting into like the chocolate and stuff that you really don't like. Like
milk
me,
donuts.
I don't like. I know I never ate the milk donut. Me, I don't like Butterfingers.
Okay.
Back in the days, I really didn't like, what was it? Like the 100 grand bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just start eating those. And then when you're done eating those, if you had siblings, you already know. You stealing right out of you stealing right out.
Dang, you were stealing. I was gonna say share. You said steal. Dang, Keel's a savage.
I had 3 other siblings to steal from. I was eating candy like a bandit.
You didn't get sick?
One time I did.
I was gonna say that's too much candy.
Yeah, one time I did. I was ODing on candy, and then You know, and then after all the chocolate is gone, you just start eating the Smarties and the
I remember
freaking the little hamburger gummies or whatever.
The little Krabby Patties.
Exactly, the nerds and stuff. Yeah. Then after that, all that's left is the freaking Necco wafers and the what else? Good and Plenty's and all that other saltwater taffy. Ugh.
You know what would suck? When you go to that house that like doesn't give candy and it gives like freaking
pretzel.
I
don't care about pretzels.
Get this shit out of here.
Right, giving out apples. I said I should throw this through your freaking window.
We have a thing of apples in the back. I'm about
Got
to be
me
like,
chopped. I'll throw this through your window.
Here's a candied apple. Man,
hold on now. Now the candied apples, okay.
Nah, I wouldn't trust it.
But the freaking just regular
Here's
apples.
Some fruits.
Like.
Yo,
read the room, Gladys.
Exactly.
Why are you handing out apples and bananas?
Spoil their tummies. I don't want to. Man, Gladys, if you don't get over here and get that candy.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. There's one lady on the corner of our neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, jumbo size candy.
Oh, that. Whenever you had the house that had the king size.
You listen, we had the plot to go there 3 times. We went in our costumes.
Then you went.
Then we went again. They said, "Weren't you here?"
Yo, I loved it.
Yo, we got a double back. What
exactly.
You mean? And then the 3rd time, everybody just going up their costumes. You know, just a little later. Come on, man. She giving out the giant size Hershey bars. She giving out the double Reese's and stuff. Like, come on, yo. The big old crunch bars.
Yup.
I'm like, this lady gets it.
See, that was my candy.
She gets it.
Crunch bars and 3 Musketeers.
3 Musketeers. That's what got me sick, because you already know it's nothing in there but fluff. That sure had me sick.
Exactly. That was my go-to right there. Followed by Hershey's, then Reese's. It's changed since now.
Yeah.
Reese's definitely took the spot, but
Kit Kats was
never a fan of Kit Kats.
What?
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. Kit Kats, I always was
man, I was tearing those up. You know what's funny? I wasn't a fan of Snickers back then. I wasn't a fan of Snickers back then.
Same, and then as you get older, you appreciate it.
Yep, exactly. That joint was good.
100%. Snickers. See, and that's the thing. I think now in this order, all right, top 5 candies, Keels. Let's hear it.
Top 5 candies? Jeez. Chocolate?
Put you on the spot. Yeah, all chocolate.
Chocolate? Okay. Reese's.
That's how we'll conclude it. Our top 5.
Reese's is number 1 for sure.
Okay.
3 Musketeers got to be number 2.
Okay.
This is back then or now?
This is now.
Okay. Reese's, 3 Musketeers. Ironically, Snickers.
Okay.
And ironically, again, 100 gram bars.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 5. Gosh. Yo. When Fast Breaks came out, that same lady
came back with the Giants.
I was like, we have to hit this house up again. I was like, we have to.
Yo,
she's giving out Fast Breaks.
He said
these just came out. These just came out.
Yo, he was hyped.
They just came out.
So putting Fast Break as your number 5?
Fast Break number 5, but actually, I think I'm bumping that up to like number 3.
Okay, all right.
Them Johns, I would eat those on the daily.
All right, so number 1. I think I'm going with peanut M&Ms. I really love.
I ain't mad at it. I am not mad at it.
Then Reese's.
Peanut butter M&Ms are good too, though.
See, the thing is, yeah, that's the thing. Now I'm talking peanut M&Ms, like classic peanut.
Those are good.
M&Ms, yeah. Definitely my number 1, followed by Reese's, preferably Reese's Pieces, but I can dig with some Reese's too, just regular Reese's.
Reese's Pieces are good.
I haven't had it in a minute, but I'm going with a Crunch Bar.
Okay. It's been a while for me too, yeah.
Then a Snickers.
Okay.
And then a Hershey.
Regular Hershey's, yeah.
Can't go wrong with a regular Hershey's.
Not at all.
Now, if it's premium, you know what I used to have in the see, because this always would fight for that number 1 spot. I would, if it couldn't be a normal Hershey bar, I'd switch it out for some snow caps. I know it sounds weird. I like snow caps, man. Low in calorie. And
Are you insane?
It could have been worse. I could have said Raisinets. I didn't say Raisinets. I said snow caps.
Are you insane?
Listen, that's my choice.
Are you insane?
I didn't switch it out. I put Hershey as the number 5. Snow caps is right below it.
Really?
Snow caps is number 6.
Snow caps is one of the worst.
No, it's not.
It's one of the worst chocolates.
Man, all right. We're going to throw, on our Spotify account, we're going to throw a poll. Well, and also throw a questionnaire, too, for your favorite candy. But do you think snow caps suck?
Yes.
It's about to be a unanimous
God, that's
yes.
wild.
Wow. I was the only one that said no. Oh, okay. Dang. Hate from the wife in the background, too. Oh, okay.
Yo, what? You might as well just eat a Heath bar or
that's dark.
Or a Raisin bar. Are you serious?
They're not as bad as Raisinets.
Oh my lord.
Raisinets are like, oh, I want something sweet but healthy.
Oh my god. I sucked
the chocolate off the Raisinette.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not eating Raisinets until I'm like 65 minimum.
Yeah, I spit them Jones right in the garbage.
Exactly. They're the candy that it's like, oh, they're just there. Oh, the Raisinets expired. No mystery there.
Exactly. Exactly. But see, like
Gladys,
that's the.
You over here mixing the Raisinets with the apples together.
See, but that's the level I put snow caps on.
See, it's not that.
The snow caps are slightly better, but it's just they're slightly better, but it's just like when the chocolate is like so like chalky, it's white.
Yeah,
you can taste like the chalk. It was always like that, and then the candy on it wasn't good.
You gotta mix snow caps. See, snow caps is like it makes my list because of the movie theater.
Okay.
You gotta mix it with popcorn.
With the popcorn.
You mix it with a nice snow caps. That's why peanut M&Ms are my number one because it's like, listen, I can have peanut M&Ms by themselves.
Oh, I see what you was doing. Yeah, what did they call that when they put all the
candy together
with the popcorn?
It's like a chocolatey like popcorn, but chocolate and popcorn, salty sweet. Look, is a perfect combo. Anybody who disagrees, like, come on.
But not snow caps though.
Try it.
No. I'll never try it.
Refuse
I'll die before I try it.
All right. Well, maybe Keels will be here next week because he might try snow caps and blow up. No, it goes right to your thighs, and then you'll blow up. Or maybe he'll be here. Yeah, or maybe he'll join us.
Yeah, I just come back and be like, you know what candy is great?
Great.
Snow caps.
I'm about to give you the face that you like snow caps, don't you, Keels?
I'm like, no.
Yeah, he's in a vault. I love snow caps. Suddenly, I hate snow caps. Until next time,
oh my
is Jared.
God, man, this kills, man.
All right, another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.